Hey everyone. Okay, so to start, I do need to make a bit of a personal correction on my part from last week's review, but this isn't the episode I was worried about. I had forgotten that the battle between Virion and Arthur doesn't happen until after the egg hatches, which in itself doesn't happen until the time skip. So this episode, while still suffering major problems, which I'm going to get into in a bit here, it does get a bit of a repeat or reprieve due to the simple fact that I got the order of events mixed up. Still don't have all that much faith they'll do Virion justice when the time comes, but it's not time yet to talk about that. What I will say though is this episode did still royally screw up in one area, which is the pseudo reunion conversation between Arthur and his parents. Now, as far as the conversation itself goes, that is the part I did kind of like. Like, I would have liked it if they let the conversation between the three of them linger a little bit longer, but I do appreciate what they did give us. Here's where the big problem for me starts, and this is where I go on a bit of a rant, because the big problem that really creeps in with this portion is how they diluted the flashback section. And it's not here's the thing. It's not even that it's just a bunch of still frames, believe it or not, but more so that in the webcomic, Ray and Alice's reactions in the aftermath of the bandit raid were visceral. The webcomic runs the gamut of showing them going into a long and excruciating depression after losing Arthur. But here, they use like one or two scenes, bare minimum, from the flashback, and that's it. But even more critically, by cutting out so much and choosing to abandon any sense of what I would have to call artistic adaptation at this point, there was like none of the mood or atmosphere from the comic during that flashback. So yeah, well, they did one thing I liked about that moment, which is the conversation itself. They screwed up 7 other things within the same scene. In fact, you know what? I'm going to show you guys what I'm talking about here. This is for anime onlys, mind you. If you're a comic reader, then you know. This right here in itself is already like a major fucking this moment right here. This is one of the moments that was technically in this episode, but if you look at the artistry of it, there's basically none in comparison. And even more so, they cut out 2 very important key pages in my opinion, which are these 2 right here. Like, I'm sorry. The moment they, like, I'm okay with cutting certain things out for pacing, but cutting this shit out? Are you fucking kidding me? Are you actually fucking kidding me? Like, it's like I've been able to put up with a lot when it comes to this adaptation, but this is the one moment that has royally pissed me off, because it dilutes what should have been a very emotional scene. I'll be honest, there's a lot I had forgotten about what happens in the webcomic, but when I read through this again, I'm like, oh boy, I've got a bad feeling about this. Like, when I saw these 2 pages specifically, I was like, yeah, I got a bad feeling about this, and lo and behold, ACAT delivered on the disappointment with this one. So, yeah. Now, in saying that, for whatever little it's worth, one bit of praise I can offer this episode, there's one bit of small praise I can offer this episode, which is I do appreciate how it did still keep a lot of the moments with Tessia more or less intact. And I know there's a lot of people who aren't big fans of Tessia already, but the thing is, her relationship with Arthur and how it develops later down the line is kind of predicated on these childhood moments between the 2 characters and getting to grow up together. So again, what little it's worth, I'm happy the anime at least kept these moments in, but it's just everything else suffered because of it. Although, and I will say this as well, whether anime, comic, or light novel, Arthur's confrontation with Faerith is consistently fucking hilarious. Like, that is the moment where it's like, that is just that's just funny as fuck. like and even consistently seeing the little punk getting dogged on by Arthur and Tess, it will always be hilarious no matter what media format it takes place in. And I'm even more glad they kept the Ivysaur joke in, because that just answers a question I think none of us even thought of to ask, which is, I guess Pokemon exists in Arthur's previous life now. In saying that, we do get the other thing, I guess, about this episode to talk about before I log off here is that this episode introduces us to a new character known as what's her name again? I forget. Uh, a new character known as Rin is who she is, and Reinia, Elder Reinia, an elderly elf who lives on the outskirts of the kingdom. Now, the thing about Elder Reinia, and this is something that kind of flew over my head when I was first reading the comic, but Elder Reinia does pretty much make a comment, an interesting comment about how she peers into Arthur's both past and present, and future. So that in itself kind of shows she is fully aware of Arthur's Arthur's true nature, that he is basically like someone who is from a different time and place. It's kind of alluding to that idea. So it is one of those interesting little tidbits here, where it's like, oh boy. It's the first little tidbit that shows that, yeah, Arthur's secrets are already starting to kind of unravel here. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much all I got for this review, or rant, I guess. If you enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe. You know all the drill. Dark Knight of Enemy, signing off. Later, everyone.